This is Zephyr's Delight, my new sailboat. My granddaughter gave me permission to use her name. After a short season of sailing, it's time to give folks a review of the design. The first test of the boat this year was during the week-long elbow run that we've organized now for 13 years. My friend interviewed me at the very beginning of the week, and this is what I had to say.
And the boat right behind. Tell me a bit about your boat this year.
The Zephyr's Delight. It's an Eco 6 designed by Bernd Kohler. Took me 15 months to build it. I am still working out the nuances of it, hoping we can sort things out today so that we can don't get left behind. I pulled out all the stops on this one. I've got the fanciest accommodations that I've ever had on a sailboat. Yeah, I'm hopeful that it's going to be what I was counting on it.
Yeah.
And we wait and find out.
Before we go sailing, let's have a look at the interior of this boat and some of the reasons why I like this design. In spite of its relatively short length of 6 meters, it has room for a queen-sized bunk, a galley with a 2-burner stove and a sink, a marine barbecue set up in the aft cockpit adds to our cooking options. A solar panel provides power for lighting and a compact refrigerated cooler. And I built a small sawdust-style compost toilet to add another luxury item. There's the little single bunk that my granddaughter Zephyr really enjoyed. In July, my good friend Rick joined me for a week of sailing during the annual elbow run. We enjoyed sailing with 3 other boats, but we were met with light winds and no winds throughout the entire week. As a result, we sailed with the Reacher most of the time during the week. There was one afternoon when, with the storm building just beside the lake, we saw a change in the wind. Things picked up, and we actually got moving along rather nicely with a reef in the mainsail, and we were doing great, hanging in there right beside the Corsair F-24. Although, to be fair, he was sailing his boat rather conservatively that day, but still I was quite happy with the results. The big frustration was our inability to get the boat to tack in very light winds. It just would not come around. We had to resort to the motor to bring us around on many of those occasions. The light winds also meant that we motor sailed for more than I can ever remember motor sailing during an elbow run in 13 years. It was not the most exciting event we've ever been in. I did get out one other time on a 2-day overnight sail with my brother in early September. On that occasion, we did actually get some decent winds, and the boat performed very well. It was a lot of fun. We were making some really good time, and already I'm looking forward to getting out and spending more time on the boat next sailing season. The boat was built following stock plans, with the exception of 3 modifications. Instead of the dagger board, which is specified in the original design, I followed an option which was offered by by the designer, and that was to install bilge keels. This freed up a significant amount of space in the cabin, and in my experience, the boat still tracked very well, and performance was not compromised in any significant way. The other two modifications are both above the waterline and don't affect the sailing ability of the boat. The aft cabin wall was moved back 10 centimeters and was installed vertically rather than sloped. The extra space that this creates in the cabin provides for a large lounging area and an area for more storage. Much appreciated if you're out for several days of sailing. The third modification are the coamings, which were added to the aft cockpit area. The original plans would have the skipper sitting at a level which would not allow him to see over the cabin top, making it very difficult to see where he was going. In addition to being a better vantage point, the coamings also provide a place for storing various little odds and ends that you need in the cockpit in the daytime. The rest of the boat was built to plan. The plans leave room for interpretation, which is nice. So each boat built from Mr. Kohler's designs will be unique and special to the person who built it. As I said, I'm looking forward to sailing my Eco 6 again next year. I'll be sewing up a symmetrical spinnaker to add to the sail options. There are many things yet to learn about this boat, and we need more time on the water to do that. So stay tuned. We'll be looking for some wind for Zephyr's Delight next year. You can be sure we'll be checking out many of our favorite anchorages on this big, beautiful Saskatchewan lake. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for next year. We'll see you then.